me because Rogan would get mad at him for talking to CNN. And
that's untrue. That's completely insane.
Okay.
That's completely insane.
Okay.
That is completely nuts.
See? 4 times he did it. That's untrue. That's completely untrue. That is insane. That is completely insane. He's trying to think of what to say without making himself seem like a complete kiss ass.
Would get mad at him for talking to CNN. And
that's untrue. That's completely insane.
Okay.
That's completely insane.
Okay.
That is completely nuts. He was afraid of you.
Oh, okay.
He thought you were going to come in and really rough him up or something. There's no such thing as Rogan would be mad at someone for talking. That's crazy.
Oh, well, that's good to hear. Okay.
No.
Good. I'll let him know.
You think that's how it works? Rogan sends emails. I know you don't. That, but that's a crazy thing. Like Rogan's like, "What are you doing? Oh, you're doing this? No, do Gutfeld instead." No one cares.
I mean,
no one cares what anyone does, and the idea. I think people think life's very interesting. We see this with the QAnon people,
right?
Where they're like, there's tunnels, and you go, it's really just rich people.
Okay.
See, now he's about to try to hit her with like this fucking Trump weave. He's like, let me take you all the way over here and tell you a story real fast, you know? Get your mind off of this topic real quick. I find that to be rich. Let's give it up for Tim globbing up Rogan in this interview. He's like, no, man, comedy's wild and free, bro. Like, we're not influenced, and to think that we're influencing other people is, like, insane. You know, they were talking about, she goes, don't you think, like, the Rogan sphere is starting to, like, sway elections? You guys are kind of like the new institution. Tim's like, goes into, like, fucking damage control. He's like, what are you, crazy? New institution? Theo Von is retarded. Why would Theo Von be the new institution? You know what I mean? Like, he's, like, covering his tracks like a motherfucker. It's like, yeah, you guys are influencing people, like, whether you like to think it or not. And the sad thing is, this girl brings up how Joe is influencing the comedy scene. And Tim's sitting there going, no, he doesn't influence the comedy scene. He doesn't influence the comedy scene at all. Let's watch this clip. This is going to be rich, dude. So Tim wants to sit there and go, Joe doesn't influence the comedy scene. What are you, crazy? He, like I said, he minimizes it. He goes, what do you think, Rogan's sending emails? No, he doesn't have to send emails. All he has to do is like exist, own a comedy club, have the most popular podcast in the world, and anything that you guys think he will think is cool, you're going to do. You're going to do whatever you can to get in those good graces because the Rogan sphere is paying right now, baby. The Rogan sphere is fucking paying, all right? Like, and you're either in or you're out. You know, there's no in between with these guys. So now watch, we're going to listen to Tim tell a story about how not influenced he is by Joe Rogan.
I bring my opener to do a Tim Dillon and Friends show. Young guy from New York. He goes up. He's having a rough set. I'm sitting on the balcony watching him. I'm praying. I'm going, I hope no one is watching this. I feel an energy behind me.
Okay, so let me contextualize this for you. Tim is at the Mothership. He goes to do a Tim Dillon and Friends show, and he brings the opener that opens for him on the road. The opener is going up, and he's having a rough set, and now Tim feels a presence behind him. You know, I didn't have to repeat his whole line, but I just wanted to let you guys know. They're at the Mothership. His opener is bombing. What happens next?
I hope no one is watching this. I feel an energy behind me. Rogan is standing there watching him bomb like this. And he's bombing in kind of like a way, like he's a straight guy, but you know how New York comics are. They're like,
I hate Legion of Skanks. So this is a Legion of Skanks clip. This is Tim on Legion of Skanks telling this story about his opener bombing at the Mothership, right? He goes to talk about how his opener is bombing in a faggoty way, and they bleep it. They bleep it. I hate that. Like Louis used to have, Louis J. Gomez, president of Legion of Skanks, you know, head Legion of Skank. He used to have a podcast called The Real Ass Podcast. They would bleep every curse word. That is insane to me. These guys are supposed to be like the last line of defense against free speech. And they bleep the fucking episodes. It's like, this is nuts to me. Why? Because of ad revenue? Actually, it's funny. Louis does it because if he bleeps his episodes on YouTube, then he'll have a selling point. He'll have a leverage point to advertise you buying a membership to gasdigital.com. So he'll go, hey, you should be a member at gasdigital.com. There you can watch our episodes unfiltered, uncensored, uncut. We won't blur the screen. We won't bleep out any curse words. It's like, that's not much of a selling point to me. You know what I mean? You kind of like, when you do that as a comedian, you kind of put yourself in that same realm as like when you used to go to Walmart to buy CDs and they would be like the version with like the curse words taken out and then the explicit version. Nobody ever wanted the one with the curse words taken out. It was like if your parents bought you the one with the curses taken out, you were like the biggest fag in school. Nobody wanted to listen to your shit. Like, you come to a party and put in one of those goddamn CDs, somebody's going to snap your neck. So it's like, nobody wanted that. What makes you think that we want to listen to it now? That we want you to bleep out the curses and stuff like that? Faggoty is not even that. Like, Donald Trump's in the White House. We can say fag.
Like,
let's listen to that. I want you guys to hear it. Listen to this bleep. He goes, and he's bombing in like a faggoty way. They take it out.
No one is watching this. I feel an energy behind me. Rogan is standing there watching him bomb like this. And he's bombing in kind of like a faggoty way, like he's a straight guy. But you know how New York comics are. They're
So
like,
stupid.
maybe I'll suck a cock. You know what I mean? Like, you're all like, I'm the least gay of the comics, I think. And so he's being like kind of gay and he's bombing. And then and then Rogan's behind me. And then we walk back in the green room. Rogan goes, he's bombing, man. He can't be here. And I go, I know. I'm getting him off right now.
He knows. He's getting him off right now. This is the same guy who literally just told CNN, like, nah, man, Rogan doesn't influence none of us. That's crazy. That's insane. That's asinine. Arbitrary, if you will, to think that Rogan would influence any of us. This is crazy. Rogan goes in the green room and not just says like, hey, your opener's bombing, like maybe he'll get him next time. Hey, your opener's bombing, just get him off stage so we can get somebody else up there. I don't want the crowd to have a bad time. He goes, no, your opener's bombing, man. He can't be here. What the fuck is that? Like, how many times have I watched Rogan and he was like, I help everybody, man. A rising tide raises all boats, he says. That doesn't sound like rising tide raises all boats type shit. You go, the guy's bombing, he has to completely leave the fucking premises. That's how bad he's bombing. Like, Joe Rogan's that fucking critical about this shit. He's bombing, man. He has to completely leave the state of Texas, bro. I don't even want to see him in the same zip code as me right now, man. He's bombing. Like, that's crazy. And then you have Tim over here, Mr. I don't fucking sell out for nobody. Mr. No, Rogan doesn't influence anyone. And in fact, he wants to help us all do good. You know, he'll help anybody, give him the shirt off his back. You guys have Rogan in a bad light. You know, you guys really give him a bad rap. But yet I will kick out a close friend, work colleague, and my opener from the road completely out of the fucking the facility, all because you're pissed off that he's bombing at your club. That's crazy to me. This does not sound like a man who's uninfluenced. Joe Rogan in this story doesn't sound like a man who is not influencing the state of comedy or the comedians around him. To me, this sounds like a man who has very much a lot of influence.
And he's bombing in kind of like a faggoty way, like he's a straight guy. But you know how New York comics are. They're like, maybe I'll suck a cock. You know what I mean? Like, you're all like, I'm the least gay of the comics, I think. And so he's being like kind of gay and he's bombing. And then and then Rogan's behind me. And then we walk back in the green room. Rogan goes, he's bombing, man. He can't be here. And I go, I know. I'm getting him off right now. And I I run at him immediate and I go, light him now. He's like, what's going on? I go, light him now. I start texting to Rosa. I'm like, get back here. And then the kid got off stage and I felt really bad. I said, listen, and this is the worst nightmare of anybody, right? I go, listen, he got off. He goes, yeah, it was a little tough. You're still smiling? I go, no. Here's the thing. I go, you got to go right now. He goes, what do you mean? My bag's in the green room. I go, yeah. you got to get out of this club right now.
Joe's security is going to kill you.
Joe is unhappy and it looks really bad for me. Get the fuck out. I've worked years. You get the fuck out of here. He goes, where do I go? I go, I don't know, just walk around 6th Street. He's like, it seems dangerous. I go, get out of this club.
Look at that. Give it up for Tim Dillon, dude. No wonder Ben Avery ended up fucking leaving this guy. Like, this guy would step on your fingers if you were hanging off a cliff if it meant that he could get an extra steak that night for dinner. Like, it's actually insane. Come on. Come on, Tim. What happened? You know, a month from this very moment, you're going to be at CNN telling everybody that Joe doesn't influence anyone. Yet you're fucking kicking your buddy out of the club before Joe can get to him. You know what I mean? Because you're worried about Joe not letting you play at the club because you're guilty by association. That's insanity to me. You know? And you think it stops there. It doesn't stop there. Comedians left and right are being influenced by this bullshit. You know? Like, and I seriously, I can't stand when I listen to all of these comedians talk about how Joe is like this saving grace. Joe does all this awesome shit for us. Joe's the fucking man. Like, Joe's this hero in comedy. His club is the best. Okay, Joe's this saving grace in comedy, right? Would a saving grace in comedy say something like this?
That's so funny.
Yeah.
They'd be so flattered if we bug Cap City.
I heard they
That's
hate
awesome.
us. Somebody told me last night that they hate us. I'm like, how do you hate me? I love you. I used to love the old Cap City. If you got Cap City, if you got headliners and you need them, I'll promote it. I'll promote it on Twitter. Like,
yeah.
And same thing with Moon Tower. I heard they're mad at me too because I wouldn't have them at the club. I'm happy to help you.
Yeah.
I would happy to help you. I just don't want you to book my club. That's all it is.
He doesn't want you to book his club. This is Mr. A rising tide raises all boats over here. This is Mr. I'll help anybody with anything in the comedy world. This guy gets a comedy club, and what does he do? He turns it into a fucking an actual club, a who's who club. I'm in it and you're not. I choose who's in it. I choose who's not in it. So he's sitting here talking about how this club Cap City is pissed off at him because Joe won't let their headliners play at his club for exposure. Now, that's not necessarily something that's like, oh, it's just business. It's just business. Like, no. They're looking at it like it's personal because how many times have they probably let Joe play his shitty set in that club? Because they know that Joe could have moved tickets because of how popular his podcast is, right? So at that moment, they go, it's business. Like, we don't think you're funny. If it was up to us, we would just tell you not to play here at all. But you sell. What are we going to do? If you're selling, you're selling. And we're here to make money. And Joe's sitting there going, well, it's that your guys, they're just not good, you know? I just don't like them. You know what I mean? So it's not that I won't help you. If you have headliners coming up, you know, tell me. I'll promote it on Twitter. Because everybody listens to my... Joe, you don't even fucking respond to comments, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Aside from just people reading it and leaving comments because they know that other people will see it and might follow their account, it's like nobody gives a fuck about what Joe Rogan's posting online. Listen to this. This is the guy. This is Mr. Help Anybody. This is the same guy. You can't do stuff and say stuff like this on your podcast and then you think that you're not influencing the state of comedy. That's crazy.
If we bug Cap City.
I heard they
That's
hate
awesome.
us. Somebody told me last night that they hate us. I'm like, how do you hate me? I love you. I used to love the old Cap City. If you got Cap City, if you got headliners and you need them, I'll promote it. I'll promote it on Twitter. Like,
yeah.
And same thing with Moon Tower. I heard they're mad at me too because I wouldn't have them at the club. I'm happy to help you. I would happy to help you. I just don't want you to book my club. That's all it is. My club is sold out every night.
Yeah.
And it's guys like you and Shane and Ari and all these. I don't want anybody else booking it. It doesn't mean that I don't support your cause.
Of course.
I just don't want you coming into my establishment. That's all it is.
And then to say it like that. It's not that I don't think, like, you know, I support your cause. He can't even sit there and say, like, it's not even that I don't think you're good because Joe doesn't want to lie. So he has to say some stupid ass shit. Who says that when it has to do with comedians? Ever. Who would ever say that when it has to do with comedians? It's not that I don't support your cause. What's the cause? I thought comedians are just trying to make people laugh. What kind of cause are they trying to do? Why are you saying it like that? Why are you wording it like that? You trying to get around something? Like, that's what it sounds like to me when I hear this. And then to word it the way he does. It's not that I don't support your cause. It's that I just don't want you at my establishment, you know? It's like, that's all it is. It's not that I think that you're beneath me. It's just that I don't want to look at you. You know, it's like you're basically saying the same thing here, buddy. So let's give it up for Mr. Rising Tide over here. You gotta love Mr. Rising Tide over here. Can you believe that? And look, I'm not done. I'm not done with the point that I'm trying to make right now. You think I'm done? You think I'm gonna sit there and let Joe Rogan get off easy when it comes to this one? Remember how this all started. Tim Dillon in his CNN interview going, Rogan doesn't influence anybody. That's fucking madness. What are you talking about? That's crazy to even think that would be happening. Why would Rogan influence anybody? It's not like he's sending emails. Okay. Womp womp.
And hold my fart like a bong rip.